What's up, metalheads? Welcome back to MetalmanX Builds. Welcome back to another third-party throwdown. So today we are looking at our little buddy Double Blade Warrior, the CS-01. And this is a little different from what I usually do. I usually do gunpla model kits, but I ran across this, and I'm a big fan of the Flame Toys model kits. And they have a Furai line that is pre-built action figure, kind of high-end figure builds, and they're like pre-painted and like a premium and everything like that. But I ran across this over at Show.Z.Store.com, and I've always wanted the Furai Primal action, Furai action Optimus Primal, but they're just so expensive. They're upwards of $190 for the Furai ones, whereas this was about a third of the cost. So I thought I'd pick this up and do a little unboxing and review of this action figure. So we're going to do the unboxing. So comes in a pretty standard package. So one big difference I noticed right away is the Furai one comes with a base. There was a limited version that came with the mutant mask from the old 90s Optimus Primal, but this did not come with that either. So just first impressions, thing does look pretty awesome. The paint applications on this are top notch. I mean, from what I've seen of the original, this looks almost identical. Yeah, even down to the little action peg hole right there. Now, kind of looking at it, there are some areas where I don't think it's as bright, like the eyes, the red is not as deep and reflective as the Furai one, but I think they did a really amazing job looking at this. And for the difference in cost, I mean, pretty significant. So we do have, just looking at articulation, let's do a little articulation test. So we do have these cannons, and this is straight out of the box. I haven't really messed with it at all. Just checked that it was what it was. So we do have these cannons right here. These are articulated. They seem to be on a ball joint in there, so they move a little bit side to side. Move that up a little bit. The head, the neck moves back and forth, and the head is on a ball joint. We have a little bit of movement here, but I think that it's actually popped out of place. Yeah, that was popped out of place. Man, this thing just looks amazing. Let's see. So we do have, it's a little bit stiff, but 360 right there. The shoulder pads are on a little swivel here, and the arms kind of pop out so you can get a little bit bigger motion right there. No movement on the upper arm, but we do have movement right here, which isn't too bad of a deal, if you ask me. I think that's fine. But since this is base, I couldn't imagine paying $190 and not having that. The hands are on a little peg right here, and we have individualized articulated fingers. So each finger has its own hinges, which is pretty nice, and I really like the colors that they chose for this. Okay, so it does have waist articulation, have a side to side, back and forth kind of situation. It does bend side to side, and we have some movement here at the hips as well as the knees. You get a pretty good bend right there. You'll probably get some good poses out of this guy. So, all in all, I think is a pretty neat looking figure. I mean, honestly, it just looks really good. So, it does come with several accessories. You have the arm cannons, which can be mounted over on the arms. They're covered up by these little plates, from what I understand. This doesn't come with any directions on how to do this, so I definitely will have a little bit of trial and error. It's got these little backpack guys right there. So let's see if we can do some of the accessories. So I heard. I don't want to. This has a little about 90-degree bend. I have heard on the Furai one you can pull this out a bit. It doesn't feel like it does that on this one, and I don't want to risk it. But you can, on the Furai one, you can pull that out a little bit to get a bit more articulation out of the arm. So let's see if we can figure out this guy here. Okay, so that does pop out. That pops in. There we go. Pops in fairly well, nice and snug, not going anywhere. These are pretty tight. Of course, that could be just because it's the first time I'm doing this. There we go. Alright. And the hands are individually articulated, so they'll be able to pull off a lot of different things. So I'm going to see if I can get these swords in the hands. They pop in with a simple peg system right there. Doesn't look like any particular hand. God, the paint apps on this are amazing for the price. I'm just gonna actually pop that off because this just pops right off. So that fits in pretty well. One thing that is driving me nuts on this is these guys right here, these little mold spots right there. I don't know if that's on the Furai one. I haven't seen anything with that on there. It looks good on one side, but on the other, not so much. These also can be stored with the figure. So they do, you can store them in here somehow. I'll have to look it up. There we go. They just kind of hang there. So I'll have to look up the exact positioning on that because I feel like it should be maybe right here. Yeah. There we go. That's secure. And so these can fit on the kit, on the model or figure itself. So yeah, this way. Like I said, one downfall of this is you're not going to get any instructions to go along with it. So, kind of final verdict on this guy. I mean, I couldn't see myself paying what they want for the Furai kit. But when it comes to this is a much cheaper option, and I think it is well worth it if you're willing to wait for the shipping and time and everything like that. So I'm going to put it on my stand, put it in a couple of poses, and throw up the graphics and some glamour shots. So thanks for joining me here on MetalmanX Builds for another third-party review.